Question number 2 is, what is website hosting? Now, every time I talk about website hosting, I like starting with the example of someone living in a rented apartment. A person living in a rented apartment, they are staying in this apartment that has close to 10 units, 20 units, and they are all different people renting on the same space. So they are on the apartment, there is a person who is the owner of the apartment, and then he decides to rent out space to you. He decides to host you in his apartment complex at a fee that you pay on a monthly or on an annual basis. So that is the same interpretation, that is the same thing when it comes to website hosting. When we talk about website hosting, there is a website, there is a hosting company, there is a website hosting company somewhere out there that has virtual servers on the internet, and they are in position of hosting hundreds and thousands of websites on their servers. But what happens is that once you want a website, you will not have to make the same investment they made. You will literally have to pay a small portion, and that portion will probably give you access to something like a domain name space, which could be like maybe 5 to 10 GB of storage space. They could even limit you on things like bandwidth, on things like number of email addresses that you have, and a number of other technicalities depending on the hosting company of your choice. So website hosting is literally hosting your company hosting your company website or organization website with a hosting company, which hosting company has space that is renting it over to you. That is why hosting is actually supposed to be paid, is a fee. Once you get into this thing called website ownership and having a website for your organization or company, one of the things that you need to know is that hosting is a fee that you're going to pay, on a monthly basis, that you're going to pay on sometimes on a monthly basis, sometimes on an annual basis. Though most hosts that we have in the country, they prefer you renewing renewing annually. So if you've been wondering this thing about websites, website hosting is basically hosting your website with a hosting company that has servers where they keep your content safe. So that once someone gets online and they type in your domain name, they are seeing your website, but your website is seated in a place somewhere. It is seated in a rented space somewhere. That is what we call a hosting company. So I hope you understand what hosting is. If you don't have a website, right now is the time for you to begin to think about what is going to be your domain name, what's going to be your domain name or your address online, and then which company are you going to look out for when it comes to hosting your company. I hope this helped. I remain Moses, and I look forward to sharing with you more in the next episode.